Greetings, traveler.
Alright, let's get going. I'm assuming these squirrels cost 1 mana, right? Assuming the squirrels cost 1 mana, this thing's pretty good. It's sort of like, it's what Igneous Elemental always wanted to be, you know? That's the, yeah, this is basically the thing Igneous Elemental has wanted to be, but could never be. Like, these types of effects are only good on bodies where you don't mind playing them, and you don't mind playing a 1 mana 2/1, so it's pretty good. Crystal Power. Deal 2 damage to a minion or restore 5 health. So it's Arcane Shot that potentially heals your guy. Can't go face, but that's okay. Depending on how fast the meta is, this gets better and worse, of course. Like, the faster it is, these effects, like 1 mana deal 2, they get a lot better the faster the meta is, because it's going to give you more options to, like, this wouldn't be amazing, I would say, in the current meta. The baseline is decent, right? The baseline is decent because it's deal 2 to a minion, but being able to deal 2 to a minion gets less and less relevant the more the bigger the creatures become, the slower the meta becomes. Then you'd rather have that attached onto a minion like a Spring Rocket. But because the meta's probably going to speed up, it's probably going to be pretty darn good. Because you have the option to heal, right? So it's nice. Can heal face? Yeah, but usually you don't want to, right? Blessing of the Ancients. Give your minions +1/+1. So it's like Mark of Yashrash, but only really expensive, but you get 2 of them. I don't think you're going to want to pick this unless your deck is fast. I think in a fast deck it's okay, because you have too much mana anyway. But if you are... if you're playing a really fast deck, then you have the mana to use this. If you're playing a slower deck, usually you're just going to wish you had... was it Mark of Lotus, right? Not Yasharash. Yeah. Don't correct me like that, Overlord. God, I watched a bit of Collins' review, and like I think every single card he read was wrong. I was like, oh God, Collins. Well, the pronunciation, right? I'm like, holy shit. Not that I'm a master or anything, but I was like, he just kept going. That was good. It was like 3 or 4 in a row. Anyways. So yeah, it's Mark of Lotus for 2 mana more, but you get 2 copies of them. Like I said, we'll have to see, but probably in a faster druid it's okay. In another deck, it's probably not really worth it. I don't know, man. It's a lot of mana, right? Okay, let's say in a mid-range deck, it's probably also decent. Because you'd play power, right? And you'd probably play a bad power. Okay. Yeah, probably mid-range as well. Summon 2 1/2 Dryads with Lifesteal for 2 mana. Unless it gets comboed with other things, probably not so good, right? Probably not so good. 1 mana 1/2, that's the Dryad, sure. Life Weaver. Whenever you restore health, add a random druid spell to your hand. Wow, okay. It's a Carrion Grub, which is decent. This is sort of the adaptation a lot of the time you're aiming for with Hatchling. So yeah, damn. That looks very, very playable. Because anything with decent stats on an upside, especially if we're going towards more 2-drops, then these higher health, lower damage type bodies, they get a lot better. If there's a lot of 3/2s in the meta, suddenly this is actually a thing, right? So the body will become relevant, and then it has a useful effect, so for sure. The Forest 8. All right, so I saw Collins rating this real high. I'm not sure. I'll need to see, right? 5/2/2 trends. So you're basically using God, what's that called again? You know the card I'm referring to, but it costs 8 every time and it doesn't kill your mana. We'll have to see. I don't know, man. Living mana, yeah. It's just that 8 mana is a lot, right? And I do hope the meta gets shaken up. I do hope the meta gets shaken up significantly, in that this might just not be something you can play unless you're fast. I think it's the same thing, right? That if you're a deck that can afford to spend the mana, it's good. But I think it's the same as the buff mark, in that this is probably really good in fast decks as like a finisher. But if you're a slow deck, I'm not sure you want to spend 8 mana on that. But yeah, we'll have to see, right? How do you feel about the cube format with mixed wild sets? That's MTG terminology, the cube format, or we'll have to see. Honestly, I'm gonna say that up front, right? I'm terrible at these things. The only reason you guys are here is to watch me call shit broken and then have it not be, right? Let's be honest. Let's not kid ourselves here. I have a hard time judging what this is gonna do. I usually trust the people if they say it's gonna be good, but the problem with predicting these cards is you need to know how the meta is going to be, and that's hard. You can look at the cards, you can look at what they're going to you can look at the cards, you can see at what they at what they're going to do, but you have a hard time really grasping how the meta is going to look, which classes are going to be dominant, which curves are going to be drafted. And without that information, it's a lot harder to rate cards. So, because I've seen some broken mage shit as well, right? So there's some broken mage stuff and some broken priest stuff. Yeah. Oh my god, this is the Trent. Well, because of how he looks, I think we have to rate it higher, right? Let's go. I think he meant the new arena format with the different sets. Yes, but the cube, right? That's MTG terminology, right? Or not? Or were there other games that did that before Magic? Crystal Song Portal. Discover a druid minion. If your hand has no minions, you keep all 3. Yep. That looks pretty good. The basically Omega Assembly, right? But depending on your deck, a lot easier to accomplish. Why are you not star rating, or is that later? I don't do that usually. I just say up front that I'm not good enough. Other people feel confident enough that they can get it right, but I don't do that. Crystal Stag, Rush Battlecry. If you restore... Also, it takes a long time in editing and shit, right? Anyways. If you restore at 5 health this game, summon a copy of this. I mean, yeah, it's arena, right? How often do you restore health? So, we'll have to see. No, it's okay, not viable. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Oh, dude, my brain's so fried. Yeah, I mean, this depends, right? How easily you can restore health. That's pretty much it. We'll have to see in the other cards. Because right now, you don't really restore health, right? Keeper Steladris. After you cast a choose one spell, add copies of both choices to your hands. Copies of both choices. Choose one spell. So if I play Power of the Wilds, I get the +1/+1 and I get the Panther for 2. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's a legendary, but it's obviously nuts, right? If you get this on a properly statted body, it's insane. Taunt, Death Rattle, Go Dormant. Yeah, same shit, right? Do you have, like, how often do you restore 5 health? Like, I can't rate this card the same way I can't really rate the Stag unless we know how often we're going to restore health. Like, I can tell you that restoring health with this thing is not really that reliable, right? Where is it? Like, this isn't really that reliable, nor do you want to be restoring 5 health with that all the time, and you probably don't want to save it until that point, so... I need like, Shroom Brewers for 5, right? For this thing to be good. Like, minions that restore 5 health. That's what we're gonna need. Rapid Fire, Twin Spell, deal 1 damage. That's something Hunter can always appreciate. It also goes phase, so that's actually pretty sweet. Yep, definitely like it. Hose and Healer is back. Well, then again, what bucket is it going to be in? How... Like, ever since the buckets, man, it's so hard to call anything because you can say, oh, the meta's going to look this, but only if shit gets bucketed this and this and that, right? This is the thing, right? Like, everything depends on what bucket it goes in. Because if you don't know what bucket it goes in, like, it's really hard to call the meta. Because you first need to know how people are going to draft, and to know how people are going to draft, you need to know which cards are going to get offered how frequently, and like that's like, yeah, it's just really tough to call. It was a lot easier to call metas before and people still got it wrong, so Ursatron, Death Rattle, draw a mech from your deck. It's a 3-mana 3/3, and 2-drops are gonna be back, right? So that looks pretty garbage to begin with. But like every synergy card, if you have the deck for it, sure. Medievalista, thank you for the 23 months, almost 2 years. Welcome back. Welcome back. All right. Let me have a look at chat. Marked Shot, 4 mana. Deal 4 damage to a minion. Discover a spell. To a minion? What is this? I mean, this also looks pretty darn good, right? Doesn't go face. The Rapid Fire is pretty nice. This also looks pretty nice. Just useful, right? We'll have to see which spells are in the rotation. How often you can get the good stuff. Same with this, right? Need to see which spells are in the rotation. We need to see how many whiffs there are. Like how many times do you get a spell where you're like, ooh, right? We're talking like Glacial Mysteries level. How often do you hit that? But yeah, Shimmerfly looks good, right? Just early game beast with something that provides a second card. Hunting Party, copy all beasts in your hand. Alright. Yeah, that doesn't seem arena, right? That seems pretty... Unleash the Beast. Twin spell, summon a 5/5 Wyvern with Rush. Ooh. Ooh la la. Let's see. This twin spell mechanic does allow for a lot more gas to be put in the decks, right? So a 5/5 with Rush. If you're paying 6 mana, what do you usually want to get out of that? If you're rushing, right? You'll sort of take that, right? Yeah, I think you'll sort of take that. I don't think this is like horribly understated. No, not at all. Is the Wyvern a beast? Or Wyvern? It is a beast. Damn. Yeah, that definitely looks like some good top end. 9 lives. Discover a friendly Death Rattle minion that died this game. Also trigger its Death Rattle. So for 3 mana, you get to put the Death Rattle minion in your hand, right? I don't know, that seems pretty slow. Starfire that can leave a body? Yeah, right? That's sort of how it feels. Arcane Fletcher, 4 mana 3/3. So the moment I see 4 mana 3/3, I'm like, you better be real good, otherwise it's bad, right? Otherwise, yeah, it's like it has to be real good, or you don't want to go near this. Whenever you play a 1-cost minion, draw a spell from your deck. Yeah, so for arena, you know, unless you have a very, very specific deck, not really. Oblivitron, 6 mana 3/4, Death Rattle. Summon a mech from your hand and trigger its Death Rattle. Yeah, that's also more constructed stuff. Varisa Windrunner, Battlecry, equip Thoridal, the Star's Fury. Oh. Wait, is this the bow you used to kill Kel'Thas? Sort of looks like it. I think I remember the name, but let me know. After your hero attacks, gain spell damage +2 this turn. Wow. Spoilers? Lore? No, it's just from TBC, right? It's the one that drops in Sunwell? Ah, okay. I guess I should have known there's a Blood Elf wielding it. Well, then again, Kel'Thas is a Blood Elf, right? So, I don't know. It's legendary though, right? But yeah. I mean, any minion that equips a reasonable weapon for a reasonable cost is good, right? So yeah, this still looks pretty darn good. Ray of Frost. Freeze a minion. If it's already frozen, deal 2 damage to it. I don't know. Feels like a lot of work to deal 2 damage a lot of the time, right? Ugh. I don't know. Feels like it won't really be that good. Magic Dart Frog. After you cast a spell, deal 1 damage to a random enemy minion. Yeah, I'm not sure I want to pay 2 mana for a 1/3 for that, right? Especially if 3/2s are going to be a thing again. I guess the whole idea is that you're going to pop off with these things, right? I don't know. I'll have to see it. Doesn't feel great right now. Messenger Raven, 3 mana 3/2, Battlecry, discover a mage minion. Damn. That seems sort of acceptable, right? The tempo loss. Because usually the problem with these stats is that it's not good enough, but I think the effect justifies it. Yeah. Looks pretty good. Damn. Magic Trick. Discover a spell that costs 3 or less. Feels like I'm just going to overpay for a Frostbolt at best and I'm going to be stuck with a secret at worst. Probably not. I've seen this thing. This looks so insane. Yeah, so we have like to truly understand this kind of card, you need to compare it to other things, right? So destroy a minion, summon 2 copies of the same cost to replace it. So essentially what you're doing is you're making another copy. I want to compare it to Molten Reflection, because Molten Reflection is not good, but it's playable. And the what this thing does is for 1 mana less, you can use it on an injured minion and you get another copy of it in your hand, right? That is a little silly. That's really, really silly. You compare it to Evolve, imagine it leaves 2 bodies. I mean, not really, right? Because you need the 1 body to begin with. They're not the same minion, which can be a benefit, right? You need a body for Evolve as well? Yeah. What are we missing here? Which Evolve are you talking about, Ransu? You can get through taunts for lethal. Well, we all know that he's just going to get 2 taunts instead when you do that, right? But yeah, it's actually insane, right? That's actually insane. You should have this without Twin Spell. And it would be really good. Well, maybe not really good, but good, right? Without Twin Spell, this is good. So I'm not really sure why this has Twin Spell. It's so dirty, right? Yeah, I don't know. I hope that it's going to be busted in Constructed. Probably not, just because of how the way Constructed works. But if it's not going to be busted in Constructed, it's not going to be nerfed by Giggles, right? So, like, I don't think they'll nerf cards for Arena. They'll maybe just move it up to the top bucket if it's not already there. But you're going to need to... Like, the problem will be that if it's not good in Constructed, they're not going to care for a nerf. Alright, anyways. Kirin Tor Tricaster. Spell damage +3. Your spells cost 1 more. Meh. I don't think it's that good, right? Because we have the 4 mana 4/3 +2 spell damage. That's already hard to set up with. And this is more conditional. Mana Cyclone. For each spell you've cast this turn, add a random mage spell to your hand. Yeah, so that's why they do that cheap twin spell stuff, right? I don't know. It's a 2 mana 2/2. I'll have to see how common 2/3s are. Games where you can walk away from the keyboard. Yeah, I'm not even playing it. Just coin this out. Yeah, but then you get met with a 2/3 and you're like, yeah, I got my spell, and oh my god, I died. Oh, I'm behind on board. So I think it's still going to be meta dependent how happy you're going to be to coin this out. Alright, we'll see. Right, this one. That looks dirty, right? Oh. say, thank you for the 15 months. Welcome back. Welcome back. So what I'm more thinking is, how aggressive is the meta gonna be, and how often are we gonna get to these 8 mana cards without any problems? Because we have the druid ones as well, and then there's this one. Anyways, it's yeah, we're gonna have to see like how much removal is there, how much AoE is there, how likely you're gonna curve out, all those things. But essentially, if mages can get to this without being under too much pressure, it's absolutely insane. If you're under pressure the entire time, you basically have to get taunt off this, right? But yeah, usually if you're not under pressure, this will be very powerful. Khadgar, it's a legendary, right? I don't know, it's like setting that up. It's sort of like setting up Ixalit, but I guess this is 2 mana. But Ixalit is less conditional, right? Yeah, I mean, it's a legendary, so it's honestly not very... I guess we do have the thing that can discover mage minions, right? So I guess it'll be more common just because of that. Yeah, Messenger Raven. So with the Conjurer's Calling, Raven into Khadgar into the Calling. Yeah, that could be dirty. So depending on how easy it is to get Khadgar from the Raven. Could see that. The Rubium Prophet in the rotation set, yeah. Caligos. Is it Calicos or Calecgos? Or Caligos? I don't know, call it Caligos. Your first spell each turn costs 0. Battlecry, discover a spell. Nasty. 10 mana once again though, so it's going to depend on how fast the meta is, but if mages... Basically same argument as here, right? If mages can very reliably get to this mana, it's Kellogg's. Oh. Kellogg's. Got it. Thanks, chat. Never get it wrong again. Alright. Never surrender. When your opponent casts a spell, give your minions +2 health. That'll be something to think about, right? Let me log out. Thought I'd already be logged out. I don't know about this one. It's sort of like the Bard, right? But Bard is +1? No, Bard is +2. No. How much does Bard give, guys? 1 or 2 health? Don't remember. I play that card so rarely. Bard is 1? Okay. So it's 1 extra health than Bard. Bard can be annoying. I mean, this is going to be annoying, to say the least, right? Whether it's going to be good is a different question, but just the fact that you have to think about this before using Blizzard or something. The problem is going to arise in the decks that don't AoE you, and it's going to be like, well, maybe even without AoE, just not being able to cast a spell. We've seen this before in Catrick. Catrick was pretty good, but you didn't need a board for Catrick. I don't know, you need a board for this. I think on average it's probably not that good. Give a friendly minion lifesteal. Alright, moving on. Bronze Heralds. Death Rattle. Add 2 4/4 dragons to your hand. 4 mana 4/4. So the stats are relatively bad. Depends on what the 3 drops are going to look like on average. That's a lot of resources. I think we've seen this already, right? I think this is obviously just based off the... Oh, let me get the cat 1 second. This is based off what I've seen so far, but it feels like you're going to be able to draft a low curve pretty consistently and then have cards to make sure you don't run out of stuff. Like the Druid make a bunch of dudes, the twin spell +1/+1, then this thing. There's a lot of stuff that gives you a lot of resources very cheap. It's kind of weird. Lots of value in one card. This might be the Arena Fanatic of the set. Well, getting 4 mana 4/4s in your hand is a lot better than being a 4 mana 2/3 buff your hand. Alright. Cast a random paladin secret. God, dude. Which secrets are in the next rotation? I don't know. I have to count how many whiffs there are. Eye for an eye is classic, right? So you've already got a whiff there. Avenge is back. That's pretty good. I mean, it looks okay, right? It's just, yeah, the randomness. I have to see how good it is. It'll be playable, to say the least, right? Mysterious Blades. Sure. Especially if the curve is gonna move down. 2-mana 2/2 weapons, pretty good. Call to Adventure. Draw the lowest cost minion of your deck. Give it +2/+2. Feels pretty bad. Moving on. Dragon Speaker. That's constructed. Moving on. I mean, you can always draft a deck for it, but you probably don't want to draft a deck for it. Feels like it's really random, right? You're going to pay 5 mana and you're maybe going to put him ahead. That feels so monk-ass. That's probably not something you want to do. Commander Rissa. Your secrets trigger twice. It's a 3-mana 4/3. It's playable, to say the least, right? Get down. No, you get down. I will save you. Nozari. Yeah, we've already seen this. So, is Dragon Roar going to be in the rotation or not? Because I'm probably okay with this if Dragon Roar is not in this rotation. Dragon Roar is out. Good. Very good. It's not something I wanted to deal with. Evil Conscriptor. I need to look at the lackeys again, but I've already looked at them at some point, and I know that they're all at least decent, so 2-mana 2/2 give you a decent lackey in your hands. That's pretty decent, I suppose, because you can gain some tempo back with the lackey, or you can gain significant value, so that's probably fine. Bone Drake out too? Yep. Yeah, this is the one, right? Oh my god. So I had not seen this until this morning when I quickly glanced through Collins' review. I was like, whoa, what? I thought the cards weren't out yet. And I was like, yeah. I looked at this and was like, what the fuck, dude? What makes them print this shit? Because an Arena Priest couldn't care less whether you had 40 or 50 health or whatever. Arena Priest does not give a shit. Most Arena Priests, they just kill you by running you out of stuff. So that's actually insane. I mean, if this had water elemental stats, it would be a very decent card. Like a very, very decent card. But it has nesting rock stats. So going from very decent to batshit crazy broken. It's not just 7 health, right? It's 4 damage. Like if they had made this a 3/7, it would be too strong. Crazy, right? You can let's rewind that. You can make this a 3/7 and it would be too strong. But instead it's a 4/7. It's, yeah, actually insane. Holy shit. So crazy. Damn. Well, I hope this gets bucketed appropriately, because I don't see very many cards aside from top tier bucket cards you're gonna skip for this, right? What would you pick over this? Depending on the type of deck, not very much, right? Also depending on the meta. Alright, well, sure. Something's snoring in the background. She's having a closer look. Alright. Next. Sure, my man. Sure. You would skip something over this? Well, depending on the deck, yeah. Dragonfire Potion is probably still better. Depending on the deck, Mind Control might be better. But it's not very cool that we're releasing cards where you're like, oh yeah, Dragonfire Potion and stuff. What does Lackey do? There are 5 different Lackeys, I think, and they all have a decent effect. Like deal 2 damage or evolve a minion or stuff like that. Anyways, silence a friendly minion, then summon a copy of it. Oh god. See what you're doing here, Blizzard. Feels a little meh, right? It's like, unless I see some other reasons to play this, it's like a bad Molten Reflection, so. It's very cute, guys. Look at this. Let's see. It's got a little pause up. There. You guys want to look at this anyway, right? Forbidden Words. Spend all your mana. Destroy a minion with that much attack or less. Whoa. Now that is something Priest has been lacking for a long time. So you don't get the tempo swing from Shadow Word Death, but you get to use it as a Shadow Word Pain, and in dire situations you can pay a lot of mana to kill something that's bigger. So that looks pretty darn flexible, and flexibility has always been appreciated in Arena. Convincing Infiltrator. So it's a 5-2/6 taunt. Death Rattle, destroy a random enemy minion. Holy! Wow. That's like a mini statue. Doesn't have lifesteal though. Well, the curves are gonna get lower curve, right? The curves are gonna get lower curve. The curves are getting lower, right? So it's gonna be easier to put little stuff on the boards, but man, just playing Screw You Priest is gonna be pretty annoying, right? It's pretty annoying to play against that. Just build a priest deck that doesn't die and then has more value. Oh man. We're gonna have some fun this expansion figuring out how to beat this. Not this card in particular, but if priest just gets all the good stuff. Let's see. It's the problem, it's the thing they get they get Dragonfire Potion back. Anyways, Mass Resurrection. Summon 3 friendly minions that died this game. So that's random, right? So it's essentially like a Spellstone, but it's already triggered. I don't think that's good enough, right? Screw You Priest? Isn't this every priest deck ever? Lazul's Scheme. Alright, schemes. God, dude, why? Why did they print schemes? Right. Reduce the attack of an enemy minion by 1 until next turn. Upgrades each turn. So, yeah. Pretty nasty with Cabal. Pretty nasty with Potion of Madness. I mean, okay-ish on its own, right? But then you pair it with something else. I guess it's not okay-ish on its own. That's maybe an overstatement. But the ability to Cabal something with this will be annoying. I guess I hope that we just won't see people draft this, and then I won't get my whatever stolen. That's not supposed to be stolen. You can use this to tempo Forbidden Words. Yeah, it costs you a lot of resources though. I will see. Shadowy Figure. Transform into a 2/2 copy of a friendly Death Rattle minion. That also seems a bit more constructed-like, right? Otherwise, it's a 2-mana 2/2. So, Madame Lazul. Discover a copy of a card in your opponent's hand. Oh my god, it gives you so much information, right? Because it shows you 3 cards, unless they have less, right? Damn. I wonder what happens if they only have 1 card. Does it give you the card, or does it still show pop the thing up? Yeah, it's a legendary though, but yeah, still. Katrina Muerte. At the end of your turn, summon a friendly minion that died this game. All right. That's something we need to kill. Damn. Yeah, that's kill fast-ish, right? Yeah. Damn. Okay, well, yeah, that's a win con. Daring Escape. Return all friendly minions to your hand. I already didn't like it when it was paired on a body, so let's just skip past this. Evil Miscreant. Combo, add 2 random lackeys to your hand. 3 mana, 1/5. I don't know about this. My instinct is to say meh, but the lackeys are pretty powerful. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know about this one. Kinda have to see it, I feel. Hench Clan Burglar. Battlecry. Discover a spell from another class. Whoa. 4 mana, 4/3. Get a spell from another class. So, does it just give you like 3 mage things, or will it give you like a priest, a warlock, and a mage or something? This is worse than KT by miles. Well, with KT you need to have the board, right? 3 different. Okay. Yeah. That looks pretty good, right? It's something that I'll have to play with to get a feel for it. Also, how much are we going to get punished for playing a 4/3, etc., etc. Togwaggle Scheme. Choose a minion, shuffle 1 copy of it into your deck. Upgrades each turn. So, you'll shuffle 2 copies? Alright, next. Underbelly Fence. Battlecry. If you're holding a card from another class, gain +1/+1 and rush. Pretty good, right? 2 mana, 2/3. With a, like, this is exactly what we were talking about before, is that they stopped printing these kind of cards. They stopped printing these kind of cards. Like, you didn't get 2-drops with insane effects anymore. Vendetta. Deal 4 damage to a minion. Costs 0 if you're holding a card from another class. Oh my god. Man, we're gonna get some serious meme decks, huh? Alright. Is this playable without the reduction? Not great, but playable, right? 4 mana, deal 4. It's like a Tidal Surge without a heal. Not great, but you'll play it. Alright, chat. She's officially taken, like, the cat pose where she doesn't give a fuck. Waggle Pick. Death Rattle. Return a random friendly minion to your hand. It costs 2 less. From the board, right? 4 mana, 4/2 weapon. Meh. Feels very meh, right? Because I can't choose whether I pull it back or not. Yeah. Feels pretty meh. Now this one. Oh, they have the little things here. Destroy a minion. Summon a patient assassin. Destroy a minion. It deals damage to its adjacent minions. Destroy a minion. Add a copy of it to your hand. Destroy a minion. Add 2 coins to your hand. Damn, dude. Whoo. Yeah, when this is the adjacent one, that's gonna be such an insane tempo swing. You like Contract a lot? Yeah, no shit. No shit. Yeah, that looks like a really good card. So many Togwaggles. Heist Baron Togwaggle. If you control a lackey, choose a fantastic treasure. Oh, you get one of these. Okay. It's legendary, and yeah, it's probably not worth reviewing for Arena. But yeah. Is Control Rogue gonna be good again? I don't think Control Rogue was ever good, right? Well, maybe like some small things, but just Rogue in general. You don't have to be Control Rogue. When was the last time Control Rogue was good? Like Old Gods, maybe? Control-ish. Tack Nozwhisker. Whenever you shuffle a card into your deck, add a copy to your hand. Yeah, I've seen this release video, right? With the prep with the memes. That's pretty good. Show the treasures. They're right here. You already know them. It's the Marin ones as well. It's the Marin ones and the Golden Cobalt. I guess, no, Golden Cobalt is the Marin one, right? The other one is from Elise, right? That's the other monkey. Transform a friendly minion into a random one that costs 1 more. Mutate. 0 mana. All are for Marin? Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, I just compared this to Unstable, right? And I'm like, eh. Like, yeah, it's 0 mana. Yeah, we can tempo out, but just once you've been spoiled with Unstable, premium minion heal. I don't know. I'm not sure if it'll be absolutely insane. Like, Unstable is so good. Regular Evolve is back too. Oh, wow. Yeah. Damn. Yeah, you have to remember how often you roll something with Unstable and you're like, ooh. I don't know. I'm not sure if I want this. It might be a bit stupid, right? The not valuing this that high, but I guess it depends, again, like how often you have enough value in your deck. If you have enough value in your deck, then you can take it, of course. And I guess Nerubian Prophet is coming back in. Alright, we'll look at the other cards first. Soul of the Murloc. Give your minions Death Rattle, summon a 1/1 Murloc. Oh, man. Oh, they don't show the Murloc? I don't know about this, man. How easy can we deal with boards of 1/1s? Doppelgangster will be back as well. Doppel Evolve. I am looking forward to testing this, man. You can definitely use it to upgrade something like a 6 mana 1/1. Yeah, sure. I can give you a best case scenario for every card. Doesn't mean it's gonna be good, right? I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying maybe people are a little bit too hyped for it. All right. Oh, this is the thing, right? Oh my god. Walking Fountain. Lifesteal, Rush. This is another card where they printed it and I'm like, what the hell? What were you thinking, guys? Lifesteal, Rush, Wind Fury. 8 mana for 8. Holy crap. That's definitely going to allow Shaman to draft slower, right? So we first need to see whether there are going to be good slow archetypes for Shaman. And if there will be, then this thing is going to be a star in them. And it's an elemental, that's true. Sludge Slurper. Add a Lackey to your hand, overload 1. I guess it allows you to go this on 1 into the Lackey. And the Lackey could evolve this. But good chances are that you don't want to play the Lackey, right? I guess I need to have another close look at the Lackeys before I properly rate this. I don't love it right now, but we'll see. Tell Purring Cat to keep it down? Yeah, most people like it. It's soothing. She's fixed her posture, so you can put her back on cam if you want. Hello, it's me, Muffin. Alright, let's have another look at the lackeys. Discover a spell. Okay, so this one, obviously, right? If you get to summon 2-cost minion, obviously. The +1 and rush, the rush aspect won't really be a thing. The +1 is okay, I guess. Transform would be okay. The 2 damage, it depends on what they play. Yeah, you have to see. Underbelly Angler. After you play a Murloc, add a random Murloc to your hand. That seems really good. 2 mana, 2/3. With an effect that's sort of relevant, right? Yep. Anytime you see these proper stats, Hagata's Scheme, deal 1 damage to all minions, upgrades each turn. The schemes are so hard to rate. I'll need to What's up? Meow. Oh, so cute. Alright. I'll need to play with it really to get a feel for whether this is way too slow or not. Is this better than Felfire or Dragonfire? My immediate reply would be no, but... because it needs to be in your hand to upgrade, right? Witch's Brew. Restore 4 health. Repeatable this turn. So Echo, basically, right? But they can't give it Echo for some reason. Hey, that's the microphone. Let's not do that. She's like, give me that mic. BRB gonna buy a cat. Time to go? Alright. Time to go. Wow, you're just stepping all over chat. It's quite rude. It's a gigantic cat. Alright. They refuse to give it Echo because Echo is a Witchwood keyword. Oh, okay. Sure. Alright. But yeah, restore 4 health, repeatable this turn. It's like a bad squashling, I feel. But maybe for some constructed stuff. Muckmorpher. Transform into a 4/4 copy of a different minion in your deck. So add random. Meh. It's more constructed stuff. Scargill. Your Murlocs cost 1. 4 mana 4/4. Wow. They're really pushing the Murloc thing, huh? Yeah, I mean, 4 mana 4/4 you'll play. Like, I don't think this is going to be insane or anything, but if you happen to have the synergy with it, it can be insane. But on average, I wouldn't say like, oh, better draft a Scargill because you never know you could get a Murloc deck. But in a Murloc deck, damn. Seems fun. Swamp Queen Hagatha. Add a 5/5 horror to your hand. Teach it 2 shaman spells. How do you teach it? Like, what is it? So, teach it 2 shaman spells. What they mean is Battle Cry, it will cast both shaman spells. It's discover twice. So, Battle Cry, discover 2 shaman spells. Only one can be targetable. So, the second one is at random. Or the second one is no targetables. Like Volcano. Okay. Okay. Evil genius. Battlecry. Destroy a friendly minion to add 2 random lackeys to your hand. Huh. Feels like there's some potential, right? Definitely feels like there's potential. Need to be able to set this up, but definitely feels like there's potential. The Rubian Egg is back. Oh yeah. Reform scheme. Summon 11 imps. That's sort of what it looks like, right? Summon 11 1-cost imps. Holy shit, that's good. Alright. Upgrades each turn. Feels very meh, right? Compared to the Shaman scheme. But summoning 11 imps though. That'd be okay. If you have this in your opening hand, it's 4 imps on turn 3. That doesn't sound bad. We'll have to see. God, dude. Oh, my brain is so fried. Sorry, guys. I quit coffee on Tuesday, so my it's funny to watch how your body recovers from that. You're like, oh my god. How do you expect me to think, man? Aranasi Brood Mother. 6 mana 4/6 taunt. When you draw this, restore 4 health to your hero. So health gain in Warlock's definitely relevant. I think this is playable for sure, right? It's not like, I don't think it's like insane, but it seems playable. It's like a budgety Sunwalker that heals you when you draw it. Why did you decide that? Oh, the only reason I was drinking coffee is back from the... When did I start that, guys? A while back, right? Was it the last Rivals? I'm not sure. No, it was... I think I started it at last Rivals, then quit again. And I picked it up, I don't know, a month and a half ago or so. But I need to continuously eat stuff when I drink coffee because my stomach is... I don't know, like... I get heartburn very, very easily. So if I don't eat something when I drink coffee, I get insta heartburn. And it's just been really annoying having to eat the entire time. So I figured I'll just, because I prefer to stream without eating. So that's the main thing. The Priest 4 mana card has better stats. Yeah, but that's not fair. It has better stats than almost anything that costs 5 mana. I guess this is 6 mana. I don't know, I think this will be playable. Just because Warlock can get away with lower card quality because you tap. So I think it's fine. TJ Method, thank you for the 3 years in a row. Oh, welcome back, man. Welcome back. Plot twist. Shuffle your hand into your deck, draw that many cards. That was really good when it was on a body. I don't know. I don't think we love this for Arena. But I do know that from Pokemon experience, and I guess Magic experience, that these are definitely worth on a spell, but Pokemon it's a little different, right? This is Rebuke all over again. Wait, this one? This was really good when you had a giant that got cheaper with cards drawn. Yeah, that was sort of silly. I don't know. My instinct for Hearthstone is not that great, just because it's 2 mana, it doesn't come with a body. We'll have to try it out, but it just feels... It feels like it doesn't do enough. Like, if it would replace itself, sure, but it doesn't replace itself, right? So you're down a card. Meh. Inferno, man, these names. Oh, good one, Blizzard. Haha. Alright, give your demons +1 attack. Deal 1 damage to all enemy minions. Deal 1 damage to all enemy minions. Do I want to pay 3 mana for that? I don't. Give your demons +1 attack and deal 1 damage to all enemy minions. Do I want to pay 3 mana for that? I guess that depends if I summon a bunch of imps or not, right? Feels fairly eh. First instinct is eh. Eager Underling. Death Rattle. Give 2 random minions +2/+2. Feels slow, right? Yeah, feels pretty slow. Currently don't like it. Because you need the 2, right? It won't go on the same one. Because we've seen this in like the... God, what was it? Was it a 5 mana 4/4? Give... Death Rattle, give something... I don't know. Was something like that, right? This is a silencible Arena Fanatic. Well, Fanatic doesn't buff stuff on the board. This buffs stuff on the board, right? Anubisat Sentinel, yeah. What was that? Hey, don't do that. Well, she's so cute, man. She's got this little rope she plays with, and she comes to bring it to me all the time. Like, let's play. Slow, untargeted fungal. Yeah, feels awkward. Darkest Hour. Destroy all friendly minions. For each one, summon a minion from your deck. Alright. Looks pretty memey as well, right? 6 mana. Also feels like a more constructed thing. Jumbo Imp. Costs 1 less whenever a friendly demon dies while this is in your hand. Friendly demon. I guess you could try to build it with your farm scheme and stuff. That imp is huge. Alright. But you're attacking my floor. Archvillain Rafam. 7 mana, 7/4, 7/8. I saw 8, I said 4, I don't know. Taunt, replace your hand and deck with legendary minions. Stonehill is out, so we can't pull him from this. Alright. How are the stats? The stats aren't bad, right? So there's a big difference between this and the, whatchamacallit? What was the other one, guys? Was the Prince, right? Prince something? Malchezaar? Prince Malchezaar? So the problem with Malchezaar was that you put the legendaries in your deck. Now, the problem with that is that it screws up your curve, and you don't really want to draw the legendaries. With Archvillain Rafaam, you're already at a point where you have 7 mana, so the average legendary is pretty good. So this is quite different than Malchezaar, because it allows you to first curve out the way how you intended to, and then it turns your 2-drops and 3-drops and whatever into legendaries. So I think this is actually quite good compared to Malchezaar. Malchezaar is the average legendary is pretty bad. Compared to the average expected value you're getting from the average card in your deck at that point, Tara? Because that's the point, right? We're talking about how good a card is the moment you have 8 mana. Because that's how it's gonna happen, right? I don't know. I think the moment you have 8 mana, replacing your hand and deck with legendaries is a good thing. Yeah, I would say so. So this feels like a good card. And I think the instinct when you look at this is to say, well, you know, Malchezaar was a bit of a meme, blah, blah, blah. But this doesn't screw your curve. So that's pretty big. Fell Lord Bedrock. Whenever you draw a minion, summon a copy with the rush that dies at the end of turn. Wow. Alright, well that needs to die. Holy shit, that's like Houndmaster Shaw on steroids, right? Because you can tap into drawing into it and just... Because it's not even a 1/1 copy or anything like that. It's an actual copy. Holy crap. That's a bomb, yeah. That's definitely a bomb. Improve morale. Wait, is he tasing him or what is he doing? Deal 1 damage to a minion. If it survives, add a lackey to your hands. Seems decent, right? Get a ping. Get a lackey. It either kills it or you get something. Probably okay-ish. I don't think it's great, right? But okay-ish. Vicious Scrap Hounds. Whenever this minion deals damage, gain damage armor. Feels pretty meh. 2-mana 2/2. Dr. Boom's Scheme. Gain 1 armor, upgrades every turn. Yup. Alright then. Sweeping Strikes. Hey, I know this. Give a minion also damages minions next to whomever it attacks. Oh my god. Okay then. That's So you might look at this and you might say it's a little situational. And I'll give you that, but the only thing you needed to do is to kill one other guy or deal like 4 damage. Yeah. The 2/2 lifesteal is okay. People are sleeping on the Hound. I mean, it totally depends how you're building Warrior, but I don't think, no, this just feels pretty underwhelming. Tarot. Does this work with poison? It should be, yeah. It should be, because it damages. The minion's text now is damages. And if it damages, it should poison. Yeah, I don't see the Hound. But I'm very happy to be proven wrong. Hearthstone, Beststone. Mad Baltic, thank you for the 38, man. Welcome back, welcome back. Yeah, I actually like this one. Like, my instinct when I look at this card is, oh, you know, it requires a minion on the board, it requires some setup. But it keeps causing problems and you only need to get value off it once, right? So, yeah. Clockwork Goblin, 3 mana, 3/3. So I'm immediately a little put off, right? But let's see. Shuffle a bomb into your opponent's deck when draw and expose. Yeah, okay, whatever. So that's basically the 5/5, but a 3 mana, 3/3 instead. Dimension Ripper. Summon 2 copies of a minion in your deck. So that's at random as well, right? So that feels pretty because you have to draft a curve and then you might summon 2 2-drops, blah, blah, blah. Yep. This one was released very early. It's the nuts. We all know it's the nuts. Yeah, I mean, Yeti really doesn't need an amazing upside, so damn. That's a really good card. Wrench Caliber. Is that a play on Excalibur? Oh god. After your hero attacks, shuffle a bomb into your opponent's deck. Alright, so that's the 5 damage as well, right? I don't know. 4 mana 3/2. True Silver is a 4 mana 4/2, which heals you. This shuffles the bomb in your opponent's deck. I'm sure you can make some sort of a Mimi bomb deck, but I don't know, man. Damn. I don't know. Blast Master Boom. Summon 2 1/1 boom bots for each bomb in your opponent's deck. Oh man. Yeah, I see what they're doing, but I don't know. This feels a little, yeah. This feels pretty War Golem-y most of the time, right? This feels pretty War Golem-y. The Boom Reaver Battlecry. Summon a copy of a minion in your deck. Give it Rush. Damn. 10 mana 7/9. No taunt, no rush, but it summons a copy. It has to have at least potential, right? I think it's going to depend on the speed of the meta. And, like, is Warpath still a card or not? If Warpath is still a card, it's easier to get up to this. Feels like Kraken? 9 mana or 10 mana is still a difference though, right? I think it's going to depend on a couple of things, right? Because the way how the meta works, it depends on what kind of decks you can draft. So if you can draft those decks with on average bigger minions, then it's probably going to be decent. If you can't do that, and if on top of that people are being really aggressive, it's going to be a lot harder to, first of all, make it up to 10 mana, and then play something that doesn't have taunt and maybe doesn't even kill much, right? So I think that's probably the big condition. It's how fast it's going to be. And I don't know, I've just seen the mage stuff and the priest stuff, man. Feels pretty good. Oh, birth through. All right, neutrals. Potion Vendor. Restore 2 health to all friendly characters. Oh, so this is how you can enable the druid stuff. 1 mana 1/1. This effect is decent on the 3/3. I'm not sure. This is one I would have to play with. Because my immediate instinct is to dismiss it, but I know that the effect is good, and at 1 mana it's gonna be easier to set it up, so probably the lack of a body, or, you know, impactful body, might be worth the flexibility. So my immediate instinct was that the body wasn't good enough, but I'd have to try it out. Because I am very... I'm open to the fact that the flexibility justifies the body. Toxfin, Battlecry. Give a friendly Murloc poisonous. Meh. Right? Would this still be good if it didn't spawn a body? Well, if my immediate instinct is that the card wouldn't be, like, amazing, my answer is no, of course not. So this can't go on itself, right? Hey, Ekanar. Yeah, you're in time for the neutrals. We just covered the class ones. Anyways, feels pretty right? I'm gonna go a tiny bit faster. Hey, 2 mana 2/3 elemental, playable. 2 mana 2/3 battle cry, silence adjacent minions. So that's like Wailing Soul, and I didn't hate Wailing Soul. And with this one, you get to choose, right? You might have one thing you really don't want to silence. I actually don't hate this. Silencing your own guys can absolutely have its upsides. So I actually like this effect. I don't think it's like a drawback most of the time. I think most of the time you can only silence one that doesn't do anything. And then you can silence two if it matters, or if they're frozen. Evil Cable Rats. Battlecry, add a lackey to your hand. It feels a bit too slow. 2 mana 1/1. I don't know. I'll have to try out all these lackey generators, because that's definitely something where you just need to feel on average how powerful do the lackeys feel, how awesome are they. So my instinct is to say probably a little bit too slow. Hench Clan Hawksteed, man, these names awesome. Rush, Death Rattle, summon a 1/1 Murloc. Ooh. Okay. Very playable, right? Deal 2 damage on demand, summon a 1/1 Murloc. Yeah, I like it. I actually like it. He looks so cute. It's called Hench Clan. Must be good. Mana Reservoir. Spell damage 1. Alright, looks pretty bad. Spellbook Binder. Yeah, they're back to printing 3/2s and stuff. If you have spell damage, draw a card. Yep, that's just upside, right? Anytime you see a 2 mana 2/3 or a 2 mana 3/2 and it does something positive, that's good. You can see the pig running away. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's not what actually happened, though. The pig just got smashed to its death. And the squire's like, I'm here now. I'm also going to die. Damn. It's a cruel world. Hearthstone. Sunreaver Spy. Battlecry. If you control a secret, game +1/+1. Wow. Yeah, they've really upped the early game, huh? Damn, dude. There's a lot more early game. It's cool to see, because there were a lot of class 2s as well. Faceless Rager. Copy a friendly minion's health. So what will be the bare minimum for this to be decent, and then good, and then insane? So if I play a 3 mana, I would like 3 health. So at 3 health, this is very, very decent. At 4 health, it becomes like crazy good, right? For 3 mana. I don't think I will rate it super highly, but it's probably one of the better 3-drops to play off curve. We'll have to see. My immediate instinct is like not great, just because it's conditional, and I really put a premium on flexibility. Anytime a card has this like, oh, but you need this, or but you need that, it immediately gets a lot worse. Now sometimes it's worth it, because there are very conditional cards that are just so good when it happens that you take them. But I don't think I want that off this card. So Mana Reservoir. Oh man. Play this after the 4 mana 4/7 priest, then get a heal with it. Yeah, that's GG. Yeah, I'll need to play it. Flightmaster, Spider Tank, summon a 2/2 Griffin for each player. Oof. We know this, right? We know that the guy that summons it, it's worse for him because the other guy gets initiative. We've already played these kind of effects in the past. So at the very best, your 2/2 will die to his 2/2, and then you play the Spider Tank. That's the best case scenario, right? I guess the best case scenario is you have a taunt left and you can't really do much. Your opponent can't really do much with the 2/2. But then there's a lot worse case scenarios, like I Dark Iron Dwarf my 2/2, I kill your 3/4. Best case scenario is you have a 2/3. Sure, sure. I'm just talking about when you just play it, right? But true. Well, we could probably make other best case scenarios then, right? Like you have a ticket scalper or something. I guess ticket scalper is rotating out, right? Yeah. But that would be like if we're talking those kind of best case scenarios, like yeah. But sure. Yeah, I mean my overall impression is that I don't really like it, but I'll probably still pick it if I need a 3. Right? Something like that. Hench Clan Sneak. 3 mana 3/3 stealth. Okay. I don't think I'll love it, but the fact that it has stealth makes it at least playable, so. I know I've had sort of a war on 3 mana 3/3s. I might need to re-evaluate that, but it could just be that it could very well be, and this might be confusing for when we're drafting the new expansion, but once all this craziness happens, it's very possible that we're just not going to pick 3-drops unless they're really good. It's very possible that we're just going to have good 2-drops. But yeah, the fact that it has stealth makes it at least pickable, so shouldn't be too afraid to pick this. Proud Defender has +2 attacks while you have no other minions. Ooh. So 4 mana 2/6s are pickable. And this could be a 4 mana 4/6 taunt, which is very, very, very good. So yeah, definitely like the card. Soldier of Fortune. Whenever this minion attacks, give your opponent a coin. Man, just compare this to the 4/7 that Priest got, right? You're like, wow. It's better than Hoarding Dragon, right? Let's start with that. It's better than Hoarding Dragon. Is it better? Yeah, it's better. I mean, it's better because Hoarding was in a meta with Dragon Slayer and because sometimes you got nothing out of it, right? With this, you're going to get at least 1 attack out of it if you're giving them a coin. I think I like it. It might not be premium or anything, right? But it's probably okay. The thing is, like, giving your opponent a coin, it's often a lot more devastating than it seems, just because of how they can make certain plays that normally wouldn't be possible. But yeah, this is definitely way better than Hoarding Dragon. So it's also good to compare it to other cards. It's a lot easier to evaluate it then. Yeah. This is going to bring some Banshee level misplays. Oh yeah, they're probably going to allow you to attack the second time, whereas normally they would have killed it. For sure, for sure. No, I like it. I like it. Traveling Healer. Battlecry. Restore 3 health. Wow, that's something we haven't really seen, right? This like healing Divine Shield combo. So a Silver Moon Guardian is a 4 mana 3/3 Divine Shield. This is a 4 mana 3/2 Divine Shield, which restores 3 health. So it's a bit of a, it's like they took Shroom Brewer and they took Silver Moon Guardian and they fused the effects and then made it a little bit less powerful, the effect, and made the stats a little bit worse. That's pretty good, right? I would say, yeah. Because restoring 3 health or 4 health, obviously 4 health is better, but usually 3 health is enough to do what you want it to do. And then the fact that it's a 3/2 Divine Shield, yeah, pretty good, right? Combining a good card and combining an okay-ish card, probably get an above average card here for sure. I like it. Violet Spellsword. 4 mana 1/6. Gain 1 attack for each spell in your hand. I don't like these things. I don't like these have to have this in your hand or it sucks. So I'm just going to move on. It doesn't even have taunt, right? If it had taunt, then sure. But I feel like in order to have this body, right, and get away with, let's say 2/6, right? I don't think you can expect much more than a 2/6. So if you're going to get a 2/6, then at least it needs taunt. So I don't know. I don't like it. Because yes, it could be a 4/6, but a lot of the time it's going to be a 1/6 or a 2/6, right? So I don't like it. Dalaran Crusader, 5 mana, 5/4 Divine Shield. Ooh. So when we have 5 mana, the norm is a 4/6 or a 5/5. You'll very happily give up 1 health for a Divine Shield. So, because the Divine Shield in most cases is worth at least 1 health. So, very, very playable this, absolutely. Just a good chunk of stats. And in Arena, that's always welcome. A good chunk of stats. Eccentric Scribe. Death Rattle. Summon 4 1/1 Vengeful Scrolls. What are the Vengeful Scrolls? Now I need to know, right? I can't see them here. They did it alright with the previous ones, but this one I can't see. Yeah, so... Do the scrolls do anything, or are they just 1/1s? I'm assuming they're just 1/1s, right? Just 1/1s? Okay. Well, it's very important to see their artwork. Like, do they have a nice face and stuff? Are they like smiling? Are they like hopping around? Or are they just like scrolls lying around? So how much do we like this? So the main problem with these high attack, low health, late game minions is that it's easy to kill them and then they don't do anything. Giving them this, because it's sort of like this Violet Worm-esque effect, Threshodon effect, that you don't really want to kill them. And when you don't really want to kill them and they have a lot of attack, that's annoying for the opponent. Well, you don't know if they have a negative effect, right, Edward? A Vengeful Scroll could mean that he didn't treat the scrolls right. Therefore, Death Rattle, they cause 1 damage to your face or something. So it doesn't always have to be a positive effect. You like this in your Druids or Shamans for easy Roar Lust? Yeah. I think in more aggressive decks, this card is going to be pretty good, actually. This is how Shady is browsing Tinder. Nice artwork. Seems good. Really cool. All right. Yeah, I think we like it. We definitely like it. Safeguard, 6 mana, 4/5 mech. Taunt, Death Rattle, summon an 0/5 Vault Safe with Taunt. Alright, so let's pretend it wouldn't summon 0/5. How bad is it? It's a Sunwalker without the Divine Shield. So instead of my Divine Shield, I'm getting another 0/5 Taunt. It's not better than Sunwalker. But if your deck is really, really value oriented, it probably can fit this. But I think it's going to be specific. It's something that you have to be okay with losing value. So if your deck has enough value generators, just absorbing their attacks might be good enough. This is Giggle level annoying, or almost. Well, Giggle spread as well, so it enabled buffs. Right. I would compare it more to Moshog Enforcer, but obviously not as good as the Enforcer, because the Enforcer is really good. Let's go. Violet Warden, 6 mana, 4/7 taunt spell damage. So we have grown quite spoiled with the Nesting Rock being a 5 mana 4/7. Who knew that Blizzard would ever print a 5 mana 4/7? Absolutely crazy, those stats. Could never fit that on anything else. But this guy is 6, so he has the guaranteed taunt and the spell damage. I don't think it's premium or anything, but I think it's playable. It feels playable to me. Heroic Innkeeper. Taunt Battlecry. Gain +2/+2 for each friendly minion. Oh, wow. So, if I have 2 minions, this is worth. Then I have Ironbark. But if I have Ironbark in my hand that I can't play unless I have 2 other minions, that feels pretty bad. So I think it's closer to a Frostwolf Warlord. I think you need to look at how you appreciate Frostwolf Warlord in your deck. Win more card. I don't like that word, man. I don't like that. Or maybe the phrasing. Because it's a very easy way to categorize. Okay, so let me picture this scenario, right? I have 5 1/1s on the board. It's my turn. I'm going to play this card. Next turn, my opponent could have AoE'd. Is this a win more card, or is this a card that allowed me to win in a situation where I would have lost had I not been able to develop pressure? So I don't like the phrasing of, oh, this is win more. If you have, there are a lot of decks that have the ability to generate an advantage on the board, but they cannot close out the game from that position. They need, this is why, you know, in those mid-range decks, I'm so high on Bone Marrow, I'm so high on Worm. It's something that allows you to capitalize on an advantage on the board, where if you had not been able to play this type of card, you would have ended up fizzling out and losing, whereas because of the card, you now win the game instead. So I don't think this is like just a meme card. I think this is pickable in decks where you can be expected to have that sort of lead. That's where my feeling is going. I wouldn't pick this in a deck where I would want Ironbark because it'll keep me alive. I think that would be the wrong mentality, because it might be easy to compare this to an Ironbark because you're like, well, if I have 2 minions, it's an Ironbark, and then it could get better. I think you more need to look at it as a Frostwolf Warlord, and you wouldn't pick Frostwolf Warlord in a lot of decks where you'd be super high on Ironbark. You'd pick Frostwolf Warlord in more aggressive decks. So yeah, I could see it. Well, a lot of, especially like rogues and stuff, can keep that lead for a long time, Ronsu. It also depends on how much AoE there is. Oh yeah, this guy. Burly Shovelfist. Damn. So people have compared this to Kraken, right? I don't think it's nearly as good as Kraken. Just because Kraken allows you to shoot for face, and Kraken allows you to kill something while leaving it much higher health. Whereas if you're dealing 4 damage to something, I think in a lot of cases you won't have the in a lot of cases you won't have the same health remaining. So I would say that in most cases you'd rather have a North-Sea Kraken. The North-Sea Kraken is really, really good. So that doesn't mean that it's a bad card if it's not as good as Kraken. It also doesn't get around Taunt. But Kraken was really good. So once again, just because it's not as good as Kraken doesn't mean it's bad, because it's still deal 9 to something and then leave a body. Similar to a Royal Guard. Royal Guard is 8 mana though, right? 8 and 9. Because that's the difference of 1 turn earlier and the difference of a hero power. Will Kraken rotate back now? Yeah, you'll have Kraken and this thing. Man, it's gonna be so crazy to brew these decks. Holy crap. Okay. Yeah. I don't think it'll be bad. It'll be playable to say the least. But people have looked at this and said like, oh my god, this is the new thing. This is going to be the Kraken. This is going to be the meta-defining card. And I'm not sure it's going to be. I definitely don't like it as much as I like Kraken. Arcane Watcher. 3 mana, 5/6. Can't attack unless you have spell damage. So that's one of the... So overall pretty bad, right? But I guess if you have the silences, if you have spell damage, maybe, but probably not. I really... Like, I've said it before, right? I like consistency. I don't like drafting super conditional cards. Spellward Jeweler. Battlecry. Your hero can't be targeted by spells or hero powers until your next turn. Wow. Dude, how did they print these cards, right? I'm not saying this is OP, right? But you draft all this, like, you know, like, awkwardy stuff, right? And then it's like, boom, Spider Tank with upside. I feel like it's always so... I guess they're trying to push certain cards for constructed, right? That's the main thing, I would assume. Like, the only downside is you can't heal your face or like Rockbiter or whatever, but just do that first. Is this really better than the 4 mana 3/6? that makes you always immune. I'm not saying it is, right? But, well, first of all, like, it probably is just because of spider tank stats, and we've seen a lot of spider tanks and stuff rotate, so this is going to be just pretty darn good, right? Just to have the body. I don't even care too much about the effect. I'm just looking at, like, they slap a positive effect on. I'm just questioning the whole, you know, we see some cards that are like awkward, and then I'm thinking, should we not put the good stats on the awkward cards and the good effects on the awkward stats? Whereas a lot of the time it feels like it's one or the other. We're gonna see some awkward stats and then sometimes with awkward text combined, but now we see these great stats with the purely upside text. So okay. Hecklebot, Taunt, Battlecry. Your opponent summons a minion from their deck. Yeah, this is Deathlord, right? And Deathlord was a 2/8 for 2, right? No, for 3? 3, right? Yeah, for 3, no, for 2. Yeah, so this feels like it's just something for constructed to disrupt, right? I don't love Deathlord, and if this only gets one upgrade, then eh. It feels worse than Deathlord, and I could defend Deathlord in some cases, but yeah, this is so much worse in that it pulls the minion on the board immediately, and it's 4 mana, and the stats are like barely better, so no. Portal Keeper, 4 mana, 5/2, Battlecry. Shuffle 3 portals into your deck. When drawn, summon a 2/2 demon with Rush. So I'm guessing the portal itself says draw a card as well, right? 4 mana, 5/2. That's an Ice Rager. It feels, you know how I rate cards, right? I rate them on consistency. It feels too conditional, too awkward, too maybe I'm going to get value, maybe not, so don't like it. Recurring Villain. If this minion has 4 or more attack... oh, wow. That can be very annoying. Faldore Strider. Wait, what? Yu-Gi-Oh artwork? I'm not sure. Questroke. It's hard to pull off. I think it depends on your deck. I think if you play it in Druid where you have the +1/+1, if you play it in Paladin, right? I think overall I don't really like it. But if the deck has a lot of buffs, then sure, I can try it. But I wouldn't pick this early. I would look at my deck first and then maybe draft it. Banana Buffoon? Yeah, but that would mean I have to draft a Banana Buffoon. I know there's people that are pretty high on that card. For me, it's more like a, okay, I'll take it if I have to. And my experience with the card hasn't really changed that. Sunreaver Warmage, 5 mana, 4/4, Battlecry. If you're holding a spell that costs 5 or more, deal 4 damage. Whoa. Damage wherever you want. It's going to be deck dependent once again. I feel like we're hitting a streak of these cards where it's like, well, it could be really good, obviously, but a lot of the time it could be very eh. So maybe in some mage decks and stuff, right? Maybe in some priest decks. So you have to look at the deck first, but a lot of the time I'm repeating myself, but I like consistency. It's not consistent, so the baseline isn't good. Fill each player's board with 1/1 imps. Am I missing something here? Am I missing something or not here, chat? Because my instinct is just to skip to the next card. This is meant to combo with the Warlock AoE. This is not a win more card. It just feels bad. Oh, the Jumbo Imp thing. Oh, okay. So it's like, it's to specifically meme something. Okay. All right. Exotic Mount Seller. Mount Seller? Is that a card? Saleswoman? Exotic Mount Saleswoman. Whenever you cast a spell, summon a random 3-cost beast. All right. So to first assess this, we need to look at the stats. For 7 mana, a 5/8 is decent-ish, right? I think so. Yeah, we're going in between your Mungar, which is like a 5/9, and Threshodon, which is a 5/7. So I would say 5/8 is definitely acceptable. Not premium stats, but at least decent enough to play. And then it has a positive effect. So yeah, this feels pickable for sure. Pickable. Tunnel Blasters, 7 mana 3/7, taunt. Death Rattle, deal 3 damage to all minions. Wow, that's annoying. My instinct isn't that I will pick this card like super often, unless I build... Well, I will probably do it because I'll try to force decks that want this card. So, when you are a deck that's expected to be ahead on board, you almost never want to play this. But if you're a deck that's expected to be behind on board, playing this can help you set up AoE, can help you prevent face damage, so... It's one of those cards that you like a lot more if you're playing control reactive deck. When is the expansion out? The 9th. Next week, Tuesday. Which is really close. Less than a week. Alright. I am looking forward to it. Man, there's going to be so many cards to play with as well. Like, how many sets are we going to have? Or is it actually the normal amount? No, it's going to be 1 extra set, right? Because normally we only have 3 and then the new one. Now we have 4 in the new one, right? Don't you think this is a trap like A-Bomb? Well, A-Bomb stats are way worse. And it hits your own face. And A-Bomb is like pickable-ish, depending on the deck, yeah, like, not great. Yeah. Now we need a set review of the sets coming back. I think I've already done that, right? We've done that. But I'm not sure if it's, like, properly archived and stuff. Underbelly Ooze. 7 mana 3/5. After this minion survives damage, summon a copy of it. The copy will be damaged, right? Nimbus, thank you for the 11 months. Much appreciated. Welcome back. Damaged. It feels a bit too slow then. If it came back at full HP, it would be like so awkward to deal with once it goes off once, right? My instinct is too situational. And, you know, repeating myself, I like unconditional cards. After you play a 1-cost minion, give it +1 attack and rush. 3 mana 1/6. So the stats aren't good, but it's not like it's completely unplayable. This is already... I could see this working in like Druid and stuff where you buff +1/+1. But the baseline, I don't like it too much. But in a specific deck, like the stats aren't the worst. I like unconditional minions. Scrolls down to Magic Carpet. Yeah, but at least for 3 mana, a 1/6, if you give that +1/+1, you have a 2/7. Like, that's so much different than a 1/6. So I'm more looking at the stat line. Hench Clan Hag. Summon 2 1/1 amalgams with all types. So it's a Grim Necromancer, but a 3/3 instead of a 2/4. And the 1/1s can be magnetized on or elemental stuff or whatnot. I think I like the stat lines less, but I like the effect more. So probably overall about as good, if not slightly better than a Necromancer. Depends a bit on how many synergy cards there are. Yep. Damn. They really try to get a bit of everything, huh? That's nice. Azurite Elemental. At the start of your turn, gain spell damage +2. So +2, +4, +6. Is that how it works, or is it like Toothy Chest? Arena is going to be a Wild Clown Fiesta. Oh, they can control this super well with the bucket system. The question is, will they do it? Right. It needs like 1 extra damage, right? It feels at 2/7 it's so punishing to play. My instinct is that it's not so great, but I'm sure that I'll get wrecked by this at some point. I think if it had 1 more damage, you'd be okay playing it for 5. And then the effect could really go off. Imagine this into Blizzard into Flame Strike. Yeah, but it's also this into dying, or right, it dying. Nim, thank you, 40, 22 months, welcome back. Closing in on 2 years, much appreciated. Does the card gain spell power, or the player? It's permanent spell power, of course. Of course, of course. Portal over Fiend, Battlecry, shuffle 3 portals in your deck, so basically the same thing. So it's a 6 mana 5/6. The other one was a 4 mana 5/2. Oh yeah, this into Cabal. Oh my god. And then the priest is like, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. How much do I like a 6 mana 5/6? Not too much still, right? Meh. I don't know. Not too high on it. Unseen Saboteur. Battlecry. Your opponent casts a random spell from their hands. Oh my god. Oh. I feel like this is going to be played against me at some point to great effect. And I don't think I would draft it myself. It's going to pull something that I really don't want it getting played or whatnot. Batterhead. Rush. After this attacks and kills a minion, it may attack again. 8 mana 3/12. Oh, so this is essentially... I'm closing in on the name. I'm not looking at chat. I'll get there. I liked it and Collins didn't. God, why can't I remember that weapon? Soul Thrace? No. This is 3 damage. Fool's Bane. That's the one. Fool's Bane. Alright. So 8 mana for Fool's Bane, but I don't take any damage. And I might keep something. Oh no, Fool's Bane, you're right. It's more like a Soul Thrace than a Fool's Bane, because I could... Well, I guess it's more like Fool's Bane in that it has 3 damage, but it's more like Soul Thrace in that it's conditional. That is true. How often is 3 damage going to kill the thing, right? I'm not sure if I love it in that I have to kill something. I'll definitely try it out. I'll try out almost everything. But the initial feeling is that I'm not going to be able to kill enough things with it. What probably happens is I kill something and then I deal 3 to something else. So I'll see. It's 12 health though. 12 health's a lot. Whirlwind Tempests. 8 mana 6/6. Your minions with Wind Fury have Mega Wind Fury. Oh man. It's funny that it doesn't say like your minions have Wind Fury now. And the ones that already had Wind Fury have Mega Wind Fury. But that would probably be a little bit too nasty. Excuse me. Yeah, it feels pretty memey. Moving on. The Big Bad Archmage. At the end of your turn, summon a random 6-cost minion. Whoa. Oh, it's a 10 mana 6/6 though. But summon a random 6-cost minion. But it's a 10 mana 6/6 though. But summon a random 6-cost minion. But it's a 10 mana 6/6 though. That's sort of what we're in. Like, I don't think I'll draft this in very many decks. Say hello to my little friend. If it lives, it's really powerful. Yep. But it's a 10 mana 6/6 though. Yeah. My instinct, my first instinct here is that it's a bit too dreamy to try and set this up. But we'll have to feel the meta. It feels better than Yasharaj. Are you kidding me? Yasharaj is a fucking 10/10. That's huge. That's a huge difference. Yasharaj on its own could murder you, right? It's definitely not better than Yasharaj. A 10/10 which pulls a 2/3. Honestly, that might be better than the 6/6 that pulls whatever. When we have to calculate the average 6-drop numbers, because the chance that your Yasharaj lives is way higher than the chance that your Archmage lives. And if you get 2 pulls from Yasharaj, that's almost definitely better than just getting 1 high roll from the Archmage. So I think the argument that it's a better Yasharaj is not correct at all. Roughly a 5/5 on average. Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's bad, right? But the whole power of these cards is like when they live. Because I don't think I'd pay 10 mana to be able to summon a 6/6 and a 5/5, right? But it's the prospect of getting more. And the prospect of getting more is just better with Yasharaj because it's a 10/10. Anyways, let's move on. Archmage Vargoth. At the end of your turn, cast a spell you've cast this turn. Targets are random. Well, that's quite abusable, right? In the right deck, for sure, right? It's a 4-mana 2/6, so a lot of the time we see this with Houndmaster Shaw. Houndmaster Shaw is really good because it's a 3/6 for 4. So it has an insane effect and its body is just great. But at a 4-mana 2/6, it's not like the body is absolutely terrible. If this wouldn't have text, it would need to have taunt for it to see any play in Arena. But because it has text, significant text, you can get away with this not having taunt, and potentially it's even better that it doesn't have taunt. Still, it's hard to set up. So I don't think I'll hate drafting this card just because it's a 4-mana 2/6 and people are going to want to kill it, so it may as well have taunt. But at the same time, how often are you going to be able to set something up? I guess you could get something realistic as 2 Blizzards, 2 AIs or something, right? Something like that. All right. 2 Pyros. The Pyro is random, so you don't want Pyro. Glyph. But Glyph's out, right? Glyph's out, yeah. Yeah, I'm pretending like it's a mage minion because I immediately imagined it a mage, but it's true, it can be in any class. For sure. Barista Lynchen? Lynchen? I think so. Add a copy of each of your other Battlecry minions to your hand. Could be good. Stats aren't terrible. They're not great, but they're not terrible. Draft 2 of this. I don't think they intended that to be possible, but yeah. It only needs to hit 1 minion to be good, right? Yep. Okay. I'll keep it under consideration. It's one of those need to play with it cards. Chef Nomi. Battlecry. If your deck is empty, summon 6/6/6 Grease Fire Elementals. Oh my god. Alright. Well, good luck emptying your deck. Oh, I've seen a lot of things about this card. Discover 5 cards. Replace your deck with 2 copies of each. So for Constructed, this, I've seen a lot of people complain about this because it's another one of those cards that just makes fatigue a non-issue, or at least delays it by so much that it's pretty unhealthy for the game. I've seen a lot of people argue. Just because, especially with the new specialist format, you can just have one deck with this in and then have that for any matchup that's going long or whatnot. I think overall we like this, right, for Arena? What do you guys think? Overall, I think it's decent. Because you get to keep your hand. So you can have some flexibility in your hand and then get the value from the Discover. Because usually speaking, playing Explore on Goro is good. If you have it in the late game, and with this, you don't have to pay the 1 mana to Discover every time. It's still an 8 mana War Golem. That is true. Explore on Goro is a 1 mana do nothing now. So I think it's going to be... You don't draft Explore on Goro in every deck. It's probably going to be the same with this. You probably don't want this in every deck. But a deck you would want Explore on Goro in, this thing would probably be better. Explore costs 2? Damn, that card's bad. Alright, yeah, that's true. Explore costs 2. So, but the thing is, like, in very specific decks, Explore on Goro is actually really nice. Okay. You can replace your empty deck with 10 cards as well. But there's no more Keening Banshee. But Felreaver? No, that's TVG, right? Damn. Alright. Felreaver and this, man. You debate them with the Reaver and they go like, easy game. You play this. Alright. Geppetto Joybuzz. Draw 2 minions from your deck, set their attack to 1 cost. Oh, here are the lackeys. Okay. Dude, why not at the first lackey card? Draw 2 minions from your deck, set their attack, health, and cost to 1. It's an 8 mana 6/6. So, I mean, for Constructed, probably, right? For Constructed, probably, but for Arena, 8 mana 6/6. I don't think the effect is worth. Well, I mean, the effect's going to be good, right? No, I still don't like it. I don't like the fact I have to play an 8 mana 6/6. It's got too many strings on it. All right. And that's it, guys. So I guess what I could do is I could do another review of all the old cards. I feel like I've done one, right? So what I'll do is I'll probably check first if I have that footage. And if not, I'll review all the old cards